You're going to want to bundle up as you head out the door this morning. Coming up, we are talking about what schools are doing to prepare for your kids, keeping them warm in the classroom.
And it's a layer-up morning if there ever was one as you step outside. I'm in front of the Arboretum where we have striking visual evidence of 30 consecutive hours below freezing, and I think we hit rock bottom this morning. Your forecast is coming up.
So just how long will this cold weather stick around? I'll have your first alert forecast straight ahead as Carolina in the Morning starts right now.
Where news comes first. This is WECT's Carolina in the Morning, streaming live on WECT.com and the WECT News app.
And good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Kim Ratcliffe.
And I'm Bob Townsend. Glad you're with us on this very cold Friday morning.
Good morning, Bob and Kim. They are just now opening the gates here at the bus lot for New Hanover County Schools. School bus drivers going to be out early this morning to make sure that those buses crank up because of this cold weather. Can affect the batteries, and those want to make sure they're checking the tires as well. And they want to make sure those classrooms are going to be warm for when these students head into school. And the main message they want to get out there is bundle up your kids if you're sending them out to the bus stop. Now, we talked to a few parents who some were not as happy with the 1 hour delay that New Hanover County Schools have set for today, but others agree that it's a good idea.
Oh yeah, like I said, yeah, I think it's great, especially for the kids having to wait on the school buses so early in the morning. So I think it helps a whole lot because this weather's raw.
As I mentioned, not every parent is happy about the 1 hour delay, though. Coming up the next half hour, we are going to hear from one who's a little upset that school officials can't get out here even earlier and make sure that things are ready for a normal school time start. But live in New Hanover County this morning, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning.
Good morning. I'm Kim Ratcliffe.
And I'm Bob Townsend. Glad you're with us. And if you've not been outside quite yet, consider this your warning. It is pretty cold out there.
Gannon Medwick and Caitlin Stansel are outside braving those frigid temperatures this morning. We'll catch up with them in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at the kind of scary numbers right now, Patrick.
Yeah, a little chill.
Kim and Bob, school officials say that these frigid temperatures can make cranking up these buses a lot more difficult. So they're having bus drivers come out earlier than normal to make sure that they can get everything started, that everything is working properly. What they're going to do when they get in here, we've already seen a few come in through the gates here at New Hanover County School bus lot, is they're going to check out the engine, make sure everything is good to go there. Also check the tires, make sure the air pressure hasn't changed because of these chilly temperatures. And again, go through all the bells and whistles inside and make sure those are working properly as well. The main story, though, is that it's cold and they want to make sure that they have everything prepared. And while they recognize that this 1 hour delay isn't going to mean much for the temperatures warming up, they want to have enough time to properly make sure everything is good to go before these students are waiting out at the bus stop, hopping on these buses and heading into the classroom. They're also going to be checking out the schools as well, making sure the heating systems are working properly. And while many parents say that they're happy that schools are going through all of these extra measures to make sure that their students are safe and warm, not everyone agrees.
Those heating systems should be checked daily, if not regularly, monthly, etc., to make sure that they're working properly. Same with buses. If you know the weather's going to be cold, get somebody in earlier to start cranking up the buses. Make that kind of a move rather than delaying schools in this type of weather.
And school officials, not just here in New Hanover County, but across southeastern North Carolina, are alerting parents as well, telling them to make sure their students are bundled up if they're sending them out to the bus stop this morning, as well as just heading into school. We got a message from Brunswick County as well saying that many of our students are just simply not prepared for these cold temperatures, whether it be because of their attire or maybe not understanding that the dangers that these frigid temperatures could cause if you're out in them for more than just a few minutes. I mean, I've only been out here for 5 and my eyes are already watering. You get the runny nose. You start feeling these effects right away. But we're going to be covering these cold temperatures, not just here in New Hanover County, but everywhere in Carolina in the morning. So make sure you stay with us. But for now, back to you guys in the studio. Good morning, Kim and Bob. This simple white flag serves as a warning and an invitation to those who may be out here in these dangerously cold temperatures. Officials here want to let them know this is a welcome place for them to come and get assistance, not just now in this time of crisis, but also in the long run. That's the end game here. They want to make sure that people in our community that are homeless end up with somewhere to stay. Now, they say in these cold temperatures, they have seen an uptick in people needing assistance here, not just families, but single men and women as well coming in. And officials say situations like these frigid temperatures is a good reminder about why a place like the Good Shepherd Center is so important for our community. But they think that this cold air brings in those who normally wouldn't come in for assistance, many of them staying in wooded areas right here nearby, who again maybe are feeling ashamed or embarrassed that they need this assistance, but these cold temperatures bringing them in overnight tonight and into this morning. And officials say they do still have room for families as well as single men and women. So if you are needing help, they are saying come in. These doors are open. It is warm inside and they are ready for you. In New Henry County this morning, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning. And we're live at the Good Shepherd Center telling you what officials are doing to help people in these frigid temperatures. More come up here as Carolina in the Morning continues. Patrick, the Good Shepherd Center is open year-round, but this simple white flag doesn't look like much. It's a visible cue to people in our community who may not have a warm place to stay during the day or at night. And these frigid temperatures creating a dangerous situation for many of them. Now, what they are saying is for the community, what you can do to help is they are always needing toiletry items donated here. They have plenty of scarves, hats, and coats from other drives that they've done previously. But the main thing they need is financial contributions. The end game here isn't just to help these people in crisis, but to help them have a future, have a rehousing plan, get them into a stable environment. But for now, though, they need your financial contributions to not only pay for the food and other resources that they give people when they come in here in this time of crisis, but to help them in the long run to pay for electricity, heat, things that are very important right now, things that we take for granted every single day if we do have a warm place to stay at night. Well, they say because of these frigid temperatures, they've really seen an uptick in people coming in. They already have many families that are using the resources here, and while they still have plenty of room, they say they have a lot more room for single men and women, those individuals seeking shelter in these frigid temperatures. In New Henry County this morning, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning.
Shelters now starting to open up, making sure everyone has a place to go to stay warm.
Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel joining us live from Good Shepherd, where they have opened their doors. Caitlin.
Kim and Bob, they are just now opening these doors at 7 a.m. for new intakes here. And I've already seen a number of people go in, about 5 or 6, going into these doors seeking the assistance here at the Good Shepherd Center. And this white flag hanging outside is a visual cue to those in our community who may not have a warm place to stay that there's a warning for frigid temperatures, and they are welcoming people inside to seek their services. Now, in a time of crisis, they are offering food, heat, and those kind of resources. But the end game here is to help people in our community that don't have a place to call home to have a stable and warm environment to live in the future. I was talking to one person that was going inside this morning, and they said that that was really the main reason why they were coming to the Good Shepherd rather than the Salvation Army or another place like that, because of those resources that they put into not just helping people in crisis situations, but helping them for the future, helping them establish a place to live and to not only just get out of these frigid temperatures, but to have a stable environment to call home. Now, the officials here say that they have seen an uptick in people needing their assistance, especially because of these cold temperatures happening right now, but they still have plenty of space available for families who are homeless, for single men and women who are homeless as well. And they're asking the community to donate toiletries. That's something that they say they're really at a need for. They have plenty of coats, scarves, hats, and that kind of thing. But they also need financial assistance. Like I said, they are helping people for their futures here. So they're not only paying for the heat, the electricity it takes to make food for when these people come in to keep them warm, but they're helping to pay for rent and those kinds of things to help get people onto their feet, get them out of these cold temperatures. In New Henry County this morning, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning. Good morning, Kim. Bus drivers are out earlier than ever. They wanted to make sure that these buses got a good once over, made sure that the engine was going to start despite these frigid temperatures. They want to make sure that your kids aren't having to wait an extra few minutes outside, because even just for those 5-10 minutes they may be waiting out there, you already start to feel effects from these cold, record-breaking temperatures. Now, other things that they were looking at are the engine, the tires here. They're going to make sure the air pressure is good to go on those. again, they were getting out here earlier. They want to, despite that 1 hour delay, they know that temperatures aren't going to rise significantly in that amount of time, but they wanted that extra time to make sure that not just the buses are ready, but the classrooms are ready as well, that the heating systems in the schools are good to go before your students arrive. Now, we talked to some parents who, while most of them agree that this 1 hour delay is needed and necessary, not everyone agrees.
Those heating systems should be checked daily, if not regularly, monthly, etc., to make sure that they're working properly. Same with buses. If you know the weather's going to be cold, get somebody in earlier to start cranking up the buses. Make that kind of a move rather than delaying schools in this type of weather.
Now, there are already some buses heading out on the roadways, and in the next few minutes or so, these bus seats are going to be filled with students. And school officials want to remind you to bundle up your kids before you send them out the door to wait on the bus driver to get to their stop. Many people in our area, because we don't have these frigid temperatures year round, like places in New York and other states like that, may not be aware that these frigid temperatures, if you're out there for a significant amount of time, that they can be dangerous. This is the warning that we are sending out this morning, as well as school officials saying, again, bundle your kids up, put the hat on, the scarf, the gloves, the coats, and have a good day at school as their 1 hour delay gets underway here. In New Henry County, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning.